You're watching the Coaches Roundtable on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Welcome to Coaches Roundtable. I'm at Codi to my right, the Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Under the spotlight, Olympics. Butler native Angelina Palermo will be in Tokyo as a media coordinator for the U.S. cycling team. She has been with U.S. Cycling since 2019. Palermo won the national championship at Marian University in the downhill dual slalom. Pretty nice to make it to the Olympics.
It's amazing.
And in Lernerville Speedway, the family that races together stays together. Michael and Shannon Bauer of Saxonburg, they will team up to compete in the 43rd annual Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup Sprint. Michael will race and Shannon will serve as his crew chief. The winner feature event will receive a check of $25,000. You don't want to mess with her as crew chief with her husband driving. You better listen to her.
Yeah, that's very important. If you watch those big races, that's everything. And female, it is amazing. There's one I see on NASCAR, coming over that wall with a tire in like 12 seconds. That tire's on.
I'm going to say he's out there driving the adrenaline, and she's battling the nerves there, watching everything that's going on. And in honors, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette has named the 2020 undefeated Pine Richland football team as the WPIAL Boys Team of the Year. And the Post-Gazette named the Mars Girls Soccer Team, WPIL and PIAA champs, as the WPIL Girls Team of the Year. The top athletic program for 2020-21 in the WPIL goes to North Allegheny, winning 10 WPIL titles, 5 by the boys, 5 by the girls, and they tacked on 7 PIAA titles.
We could have told them about that. We talked about it many times on this show. Jeez, oh man.
Number one all time in the state for championships.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
I don't think is it going to slow down.
No,
I don't think so.
No.
Seneca Valley grad Eric Hudanik, an offensive lineman at California University, Pennsylvania, named second-team academic All-American. And in baseball, Seneca Valley grad Frank Senecola of Westminster named first-team academic All-American Division III. You know something about these guys, when their playing days are over, they got a bright future, these academic All-Americans.
Yeah, we continually talk about that on our show, that this is a sports show and we talk a lot about it, but for you young kids watching, Plan B should be your Plan A. Academics is way more important.
This guy, I'm interested in what they're going to do with Cal, Edinburgh, and Clarion as far as sports, because they're combining the schools.
The NCAA will have the final say
Yeah.
whether they're allowed to have separate athletic programs or they have to have one name, like Western Pennsylvania University,
Well, how would you get
and
the
one
practice
athletic
in?
program.
Well, how would you do it?
I don't know. That's right now. They're going to let them do it
Obviously,
for this year.
sports wasn't a top priority.
No, because the declining enrollment is so far down, like
Yeah.
20-some
One president
percent
for 3 schools.
for 3 schools, and they're going to put everything together academically. However, they'll let them play athletically
year.
separately this
This
year.
year.
I believe the NCAA is going to say you got to have one program.
I'm wondering if they're not going to be D3, the ones that don't get the
Right.
final program.
You know, like you
still-
have a Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan. You're probably going to have an Eastern Pennsylvania University and a Western. I'd be
And
surprised
you know
they
what
let them
hurts?
stay
Clarion
separate.
just refurbed their arena. Cal has a palace. If one of them's not going to have a basketball team.
Clarion enrollment and Edinburgh's enrollment, they've been going way down.
Absolutely.
Across the board, it's down.
Yeah.
That includes all the community colleges that are also feeders into those programs. It's just what's going on right now.
Well, when COVID hit, and we talked about it, the presidents took hits for saying, wait, sports was not their number one thought. No. Now, the alumni it is.
Yeah.
But sports, I'm talking about schools like Ohio State.
Right.
There was 96% of their thoughts were with what's going on in the school. Not. But so everybody thinks, okay, they're just thinking about football at Ohio State.
Yes.
No, that's Clarion, Cal, and IU, and what's the other school?
Edinburgh.
They're not thinking football's not their number one
Some
priority.
smaller private schools have already folded completely, closed the doors.
Are you aware Hartford went from D1 to D3?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, that's more going to do that too.
And it's going to happen. I was reading somewhere with what's going on with artificial intelligence and more learning at home that more and more schools are going to fold, and only the most powerful and the richest of programs are going to survive.
Well, Ron Moore's had a high-powered hockey program.
Well, they're trying to restore it with private funding now,
yes.
and now they have a major lawsuit involved also.
Absolutely. That guy there, he was going to do this. He jumped out of a basketball league he won, which is $1 million to make the tournament, to go over with Youngstown where he finished dead last.
Yeah, what's that? One move too many.
Yeah, and I told Al, I think their football program plays in the league in Alabama.
And the thing about the football program, no one goes to the games.
No,
it's a Saturday afternoon. Competing against Pitt.
We said
they
it
get
for
800
years.
to a game. 700.
We've said it for years. If the Rock's playing at 2 and Ohio State's on at 3:30, people are not going to the game. It's that
hurts.
simple.
And in recruiting news, Montauk senior pitcher Branson Carson has committed to Slippery Rock University. I think you remember last year he had back-to-back games of 15 strikeouts and numerous games where he struck out 10 or more. He had a 2.30 ERA last year for the Warriors. He's looking for a big senior year.
Well, that's tremendous. And this
Gone to a
week,
great baseball
this
program.
week we was talking about that. The friends that I have in sports, they don't realize that the coaches at these schools, like in the PSAC, they are getting nothing but great players. So they'll say, he can go play at Slip Rock.
Yeah.
And I look at them and say,
no idea.
No, we cannot play at Slip
Hey,
Rock.
but how about this, though? Look at that league. Mercyhurst is fully funded, and the Rock has a Scully and a half.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I say to people, they say, well, so-and-so, if he doesn't go to
Ohio
North Carolina,
State,
he can go to... I said,
yeah.
have you been up to Slippery Rock watch basketball?
it's just sad.
You've been
Signed
up
a
there
guy
to
from
watch
Missouri. I
football?
told Al, they signed a power forward, 6'5", 240, played at Missouri.
They have no idea.
In every sport.
No
in every
idea.
sport.
Every sport.
You understand? It's in all sports.
Yeah.
You understand? Adams got $400 to play at Slippery Rock.
I watched Sereno save the game last night against the Angels.
I remember when we were playing California when I was there, their entire offensive line, North Carolina State, North Texas State, Maryland, here and there. They came from all over the place. They had an all-star offensive line.
Oh, with this portal and after this year, it's just going to be crazy because
even
you
more.
don't know where half the people are going.
Our stories of the week. The NFL, the Steelers head to camp this week at Heinz Field. All eyes on Ben, as this is his last hurrah. Rookie running back Najee Harris, expecting big things out of him. But then the other big issue is the rebirth of that offensive line. And here's a concern of mine. I don't know if they address it so much, they don't talk about it. The secondary, there's some real concerns there with the corners.
Well, those two concerns are for every fan who is a Steelers fan. The offensive line is going to have to really step up because Roethlisberger has never been precise. His way is getting away, and he can't do that anymore. Like he used to shrug off guys, so they have to give him time. And secondly, 4th and 1, Eddie. I know I'm tired of seeing him in the shotgun.
Yeah,
they have to be able to run for a yard. And then your other concern, the pass rush. The pass rush is always taken care of.
The guy yesterday, San Diego,
they got
the Chargers. I know
him.
He's a little older.
Yeah, he's a pass rush.
Just think about last year how good Watt was before Dupree.
That's why they had to get him.
If they can rekindle that, they're going to be okay.
That's why
where they've gotten torched at times last year against the good quarterbacks, not the pedestrians, is in the secondary.
Yeah, as I said, their secondary's always been pedestrian. The pass rush is always taking care of it. Mm-hmm. Now they don't get a pass rush, then you see it big time.
Absolutely.
99 players report, including 20 rookies. New offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach. The Steelers will play Dallas in the Hall of Fame game. That's August the 8th. Bill Carr, Troy Polamalu, Donnie Shell, Alan Faneca, Bill Nunn, who did a great job recruiting the black athletes out of the South when no one else was, and Donnie Shell, who had a great career at safety. He was like Polamalu before Polamalu got there, Donnie Shell.
Yeah, Donnie Shell was a free agent, too. That's when you found players like that. George called me twice this week and said, you know what Canton's going to look like?
Oh, no.
Those yellow tiles are going to be.
Yeah, that'll be a million.
No, you'll think it's a Steeler pepperoni because they'll all be there.
It will be. And Pitt's Jimbo Covert out of Freedom High School, 85 Bears. He's the 9th Pitt player to be enshrined. Can you name the other 8 as a trivia question?
No, I can't. But I know,
you have Ditka.
but I know Dorsey's in there.
Ditka,
Yeah, Dick.
Joe Schmidt,
Yeah.
Dan Marino,
Yeah.
Tony Dorsett, Randy Jackson,
Is Revis in there yet?
Russ Grimm.
Hugh Green?
No, not Hugh Green.
What?
Ricky Jackson, Chris Dolman, and Curtis Martin.
No, you Green.
No,
Curtis
he
Martin.
didn't have a great career with Tampa in the NFL.
Oh,
Yeah,
He was okay.
One of the greatest college players ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the greatest
yeah,
college
yeah,
players.
No,
ever.
absolutely. That surprises me.
Yeah. Colleges with the most NFL Hall of Fame players. Pitt is tied for third now with Ohio State at 9. Number 1 is USC with 11. Number 2 is Notre Dame with 10. But what a tribute to Pitt's program. And you look at that program and think, in all those years, just won national championship. with
I
all
would
these
put
great
there,
players.
if you gave me an all-pro team,
Oh,
and you could give me Marino and Dorsett with that. Like, I was at a Slippery Rock game
Curtis
one day.
Martin in the
Here
backfield.
comes Jimbo. I'm looking out. They were playing afternoon football. We're sitting in the school. And this monster gets out of the car he just kept getting bigger and bigger. It was Covert, and they had guys like that regularly.
You know, he could have played on either side of the ball.
Yeah,
that's how
exactly.
good he was. And then you throw in Bill Freilich, Ditka,
he's a man.
a tight end, Joe Schmidt, Joe Walton. I mean, what a team you would have.
Absolutely.
One of the
defense
things
alone.
that stood out to us when we went down and did our show at Pitt,
That's what.
and we walked through the hallway, and
Right.
you forget, I forgot Fitzgerald played there.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Right. He's gonna be next.
Hey,
He's gonna be
sure
next.
thing.
He's
Hey, I
gonna be
teased
number 10.
Borghetti. I said, because his dad comes in where I eat once. So I said, I saw your old man. I said, nothing against him, but these guys are a little bigger. He was a great
He
player.
was.
Yep, and the old saying, you got to hit the play at Pitt.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, the Pirates start the second half in dramatic fashion. Some of the good, the bad, and the ugly. They take the first 2 from the Mets, including a dramatic come from behind win in game 2, down 6-0. I switched over to watch some basketball. They were losing. Didn't have a runner at third even by the 7th inning, and they rally. How about this Wilmer Defoe? What a surprise he's been. A pinch 3-run homer,
Send him down.
and then a walk-off grand slam by Kevin Stallings to win 9-7. Sunday they're going for the broom. They're winning 6-0, and they lose 7-6 on Michael Conforto's home run in the 9th off of Rich Rodriguez.
Hey.
The only team in history
Win
to
by
come,
6 and lose.
come back from a 6-0 deficit and to blow a 6-0
Your nephew
lead.
said it too. I don't know if you noticed. The night Stallings hit that bomb, a pitcher pointed up like
saw
it was
him.
a pop
I
fly.
saw him.
That was a pop fly if you were in about row H.
I saw he did. That's Diaz pointed up.
It was up all right.
I had a friend call me and said that it's the first time he's jumped out of his seat in 5 years. He said that was
Really?
so excited. He was at the game.
I missed it. I couldn't watching
Yeah,
because
of
they were
course you
losing
did.
6-0.
Well, this year, there's another stat. This year in Major League Baseball, anybody lead by 6 runs in the 8th inning, 314-0. Well, not anymore. 314-1.
Yeah.
That's why I keep saying Bednar's now lowered his ERA, David Bednar, under 3 to about 2.92. He's really been excellent. I think Rodriguez possibly gets traded here during this period.
No doubt.
And Bednar's going to be
gonna happen.
their closer.
Absolutely.
He's
gonna
just
happen.
been
You could see
solid.
that- You could see that coming.
It's going to happen.
Adam Frazier hitting at 326, and when you say who's going to be traded on the ball, anyone with less than 3 years left in their contract is going to go. Reynolds has 4, that's why he's going to stay. Anyone else, they're going to be gone.
I gotta say, every time you turn around, he's on base.
Yeah,
Leads the majors in hits, and he came into this season with what, a 270 career batting average.
Yeah. He's gone, and Rodriguez is gone.
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
That was like you said, the only one for sure, I think. I'm not saying for sure.
How about the lefty starter?
Is
The lefty starter.
The one that came up and went back down.
you talk about Anderson? Anderson's
Anderson.
gone. Anderson's gone.
gone.
No, yeah, because they're in good place. Normally, they're looking. People are coming to them. That's the best thing there is. What can we give? What do you want for Frazier? What do you want for Rodriguez?
And I look for Gamble to go like to the Dodgers or the Red Sox
Yes.
or
You
Yankees.
just want a guy to battle.
DH, pinch
Absolutely.
hitter.
See,
They need an
I think
extra
Moran.
bat.
I think Moran's going to go too. I truly
Yeah,
believe he's going to
yeah,
go too.
yeah.
And I like him. He could get something good. They're trying to make 2023 and 2024 like they did for those 3 years in Pittsburgh, like 15, 16, that. They're trying to make it happen again.
You know, you look at that, come from behind, win 6-0, you say, you close your eyes and say, that's going back to yesteryear, the way they used to do things and come from behind.
Lumber Company.
I remember I was a kid, one of the great wins, they were losing 5-0 to the Reds in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs at Forbes Field and won 6-5 on a Bob Skinner home run. That Clemente said it bent the bar on the screen in right field, and Fred Hutchison tore the clubhouse apart after that.
Managers were famous for that.
Yeah.
Not that they don't do that anymore. They used to come in and flip those tables up. No, you're not eating.
Today
you're
they have a gourmet chicken. The food's too expensive.
Chuck Tanner, they said he learned you just can't throw it. The season's too long.
Pirates signed their number 1 pick, catcher Henry Davis, for $6.5 million, 1.9 under the slotted amount of money.
Now, they must agree to that ahead of time, right?
Yes, I would think
they would say, Henry, we'll draft you if, and he says, absolutely, I want to be a Pirate.
Right.
And now you got $2 million somewhere else, right?
Yep.
Is that the idea? You don't perceive that as being cheap. You perceive that as being frugal.
It could be cheap, but not this one. Because they signed 3 other number 1
they went
picks.
with it.
Yeah.
Had they signed the pitcher from Villanova, they would not have been able to do this, I don't think.
You talking to the kid from Vanderbilt?
Yeah, he's probably going to get more money from Texas.
Oh, no question.
Jake,
that's why it was a great
right.
move. It was a great move by the Pirates. They got 3 great players. Now, can they sign those 2 football players? Is going to be the key.
Well, they're supposed to be able to sign Chandler. He said this is a dream come true. The pitcher shortstop, the Clemson quarterback recruit, and they don't know where they're going to play him. They're going to give him a chance to pitch and give him a chance at shortstop. I'd be surprised they don't sign him when he said this is a dream come true and he can't pass it up. And he doesn't think he could play both sports in college.
As George said, I hope they've talked to these players.
Absolutely.
I said, we want to go play baseball. They have. Then they got the number 1. That's the best draft they've ever had. You know, I'm talking about according to what all you can go is by the people who judge them. 4 of the top 50 players they're getting in the draft.
Unless Mom or Dad has something to say about it. I told you the Joe Namath story. Drafted by the Chicago Cubs, they offered him a $50,000 signing bonus in 1961. How great was that? Mom said, "No, you're gonna go and play college football." Turned out to be okay, didn't it?
Yes.
All right. Mom knew something. So Pirates, after a 4-3 loss at Arizona, they're 36-58. 2 more there, and then in the Frisco for a 3-game series. You'll like this. Major League Baseball has announced in 2022 no more 7-inning doubleheaders, no more extra innings starting with the runner on second base. Up in the air is the National League.
My hands are up on this one.
National League DH. How about this? Get rid of the DH period in all leagues and get back to the playing old-fashioned baseball. That's not going to happen.
We would like it, but they're not doing it.
I would like it.
I think it's coming the other way.
The National League, but not in 2022. They haven't decided yet.
I think Manfred is reading the tea leaves there and saying, you know what, I have to at least appear to love this game more. The big criticism of him is everybody just looks at him as a lawyer, doesn't love baseball.
National Hockey League, the Penn straight forward Jared McCann to Toronto for forward Philip Helander, who was traded by the Pens last year to Toronto, who's now coming back, and McCann frees up some cap space. GM Hextall, here's the situation he wants to deal with. He wants a bigger, tougher team. Got beat up by the Islanders. They beat up the first 2 lines. They smothered Crosby, and he wants to build a team more like Tampa. Tampa has the blueprint for winning, a combination of speed and toughness. Let's see what happens. The draft coming up with the Seattle Kraken, not protected. Jason Zucker, $5.5 million. Brandon Tanev, $3.5 million. And Marcus Pettersson at 4. Also not protected notables, Cody Ceci and goalie Casey DeSmith.
Yeah, one of the things that sports has done forever is has copycat. They're copycat leagues. You know, if you win, let's go with what you do. You know, when San Francisco won, they all went to the West Coast offense with Walsh. Now that Tampa's won 2 in a row, what do? They have big guys that can skate. So that's where everybody's going.
And in the British Open, 24-year-old Colin Morikawa won the British Open, his second major. Morikawa shot a 15 under to beat Jordan Spieth by 2 strokes. I don't think anyone had him pegged to win the British Open.
I did. Yeah. And he's the best ball striker. And I looked up the weather. And that was the whole key to everything.
Yeah.
The weather for 4 days was like playing today
Here.
in Butler.
Yeah.
So usually
And his putting was outstanding.
Yeah, he's just
He's the best iron player on the
great
floor.
iron player.
I'm saying his putting was just outstanding.
So what happens there, Eddie, is this. That's usually a weathered. You want usually an old veteran who has to play low shots. He just hit normal. I mean, there was no shot he could not hit. Hit it up in the air, stop it on the green. The weather was perfect. That's what happened there.
And I'll tell you what, he won't gag. Like I always look for a guy that won't gag. He doesn't gag. He's got 2 out of 4 already.
Yeah.
He's a 24-year-old kid.
Hey, something I wanted to mention about the Major League Baseball draft. You know, they've gone from 40 rounds to 20 rounds. And what has happened now, the declining number of minor league teams, now the emphasis has shifted to the colleges. And if you want to get drafted, you're in high school, you're a good player. Unless you're one of the elite players, you better think about going to college to develop your talents, much like they did years ago. We knew kids 18, 17, they left and went to the minor leagues and the rookie league, Class D, and worked their way up. This is what has happened, and I see this shift continuing, and you have fewer and fewer minor league teams. It's really dwindled down.
Yeah, that's the route that every high school kid should look at now, Eddie. That was a great comment. You have to do it this day because the true minor leagues is college now. It's not in the old days. You could go into the minors and look down at single A.
Mm-hmm.
They don't now. They just
Hit A, double A, triple A.
and they yes.
And you know what else, too? For the Major League Baseball, people don't realize it's a free minor league. College is a free minor league in football. It's a free minor league.
Yeah,
right?
the team saves so much money.
Yes.
Right.
Now, I remember the Pirates had umpteen number of minor league teams
Oh,
all over the place. But didn't they start like you had a Class D?
No.
They had them all.
3 Class Ds,
three.
4 Class Cs, 5 Class Bs.
Yeah.
We'd say,
That's what it was.
where's Tommy now?
He's at
Last
Columbus
year,
or
he's
something.
moving up.
Yeah.
He's at Batavia. Now he's here.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they would make their move like they would say single A. Well, there was a lower single A, and if you got moved up to the higher single A, that you know you made your move. Still single A, but a better
And
team.
you would hear guys say, "Well, I got the whole way up to AAA, but never got the big
it was
call."
different, right?
And
Yes.
they played 8 or 9 years
Right, they
in the
would.
minors.
Yep.
Yeah.
NBA, after winning the first 2 games, Phoenix has lost 3 in a row to Milwaukee, and he seemed to be overwhelmed by the Bucks' powerful front court. Game 5 was a weird game. Phoenix jumped out 37-21 first quarter. The Bucks responded with a 43-18 run in the second quarter, and then the Phoenix made a rally, got down to the last possession, 122-119. They turned the ball over. Cardinals sin, trying to do too much. Should have been passing the ball instead of.
Didn't use the timeout either.
Didn't use the timeout.
A lot of people don't. Though. I'm just saying they didn't use
I like George's technique. George did this in high school. George plays his best 5. See, if I'm up 37-21,
it. Yeah.
I'm not substituting anybody. You got 2 games left in the season.
the run.
But what they do is they substitute,
all
and then they don't ever get back to what they were doing.
Yeah.
I have no idea. You can't play 4 quarters. And please, my glasses are coming off. They're 23 years old to 30, and they say, "I'm tired. Please tell me this play."
When you lose that run, it's hard to get it back.
They can't get it back. That's what happened.
The plus minus, when the freak's on the floor, they're plus 37. He can't sit down for. You give him the last minute of the quarter and the quarter timeout. That's it.
Now
I
I'm
wouldn't
like
set
you.
anybody
He's
down.
dribbling down the court, and I'm waiting for him to either pass it, set or call, and he gets caught between 2 guys. He gets caught in a trap and loses the ball.
They don't call timeouts.
Game over.
Once again, that's a different style of
Game
baseball.
over.
They don't do it.
Yeah.
The Bucks looking for their first title since 1971, Game 6 at Milwaukee. Does Phoenix have anything left in the tank to come back?
Well, you listen to the experts.
They're
They
great
say no.
athletes.
They tell Milwaukee will win at home, and the experts have not been all really expertise, but that's what they're saying.
You know, just watching these 2 teams play, you sit there in amazement at how good of athletes these guys are.
jeez.
Are they best in all the pro sports? Do we rank them number 1? They are so good.
I don't
the
know
things
how
that
you-
they do.
How about this Connaughton? Wasn't he a great pitcher?
At Notre Dame, he could have been. He could have been drafted as a pitcher.
He looks
too.
like one of those stand-around shooters that can't do anything. He gets the ball in a breakaway, and he goes up and throws that thing down behind his head. He was this far over the basket.
And twice he spurred their comebacks with his
Absolutely.
3-point
He's been good.
shooting.
See, they missed DiVincenzo.
Another good player.
You know, you watch them; they'll come dribble along the baseline and just pull up, and in a flick of the wrist, they put in an 18, 20-foot.
Oh,
shot.
their individual talent is just beyond belief.
No.
Beyond belief.
They're all jumping back to shoot now.
Yes.
They don't get the 3 ball.
The Olympics, guys, like a silent movie. It's gone quiet. No fans. The athletes will be quarantined in their rooms until competition. No mingling, meals in your room. And after you're done competing, you have 48 hours to leave Tokyo.
Yeah, they're trying to make it work because of TV.
Thought we told you
But
to
that's
leave
all.
town.
Yes,
Like
yes.
we owe West.
Numerous athletes have tested positive.
The beds are cardboard, so 2 people will bust it. Now, come on. I mean, it's pretty funny.
It's going to be a strange environment.
Absolutely no fans.
And the Paralympics, I want to mention this, such amazing stories, just to name a few. The blind girl who lost her sight at age 12, she's now swimming for a gold medal. Amputees who are competing. And also an amazing story about a Down syndrome young man who trained for 13 months and competed in the Ironman competition. All athletes, pro and collegiate, should look at these kids for inspiration and never make any excuses.
Aaron Rodgers might want to look at them.
Don't make any excuses.
Aaron might want to look at them.
Yeah,
So
what's he unhappy
yes,
about?
Exactly.
What's he make? $20 million a year?
Oh my
25
gosh,
million?
he makes so much money. I can't
Unhappy about
imagine.
what?
We just found out in the way in, they offered him to extend him 2 more to make it 5 and make him the highest paid player in the game, and he doesn't want
Oh,
to.
stay home.
That's,
All right,
that's my
stay
thought
home.
too, Eddie.
Stay home. At college, in response to the NIL, Reggie Bush, USC, he wants his Heisman Trophy back. He wants the USC National Championship reinstated by the NCAA. Terrell Pryor, Ohio State, and his teammates, known as the Tattoo Five, they want their vacated wins restored from the 2010 season and their legacy restored. Pryor sold his Big Ten championship ring and Ohio State jerseys for cash. What do you guys think about these requests that these guys have?
Pryor, I'm okay with. Tattoos, I see nothing wrong with that. Bush, he cheated. He took everything he could get.
What did he get, a house and a
yes,
car?
Yeah, he took everything he could. It was okay
They
then.
thought by living 40 miles away,
Nobody
it
catch
was
it.
out of sight.
Yes.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with like names, imaging.
No, he cheated.
He wasn't
So
selling you.
I don't want
jerseys.
him-
Why
hear
in
from-
history did we
What
start
was he
going
driving?
back?
A Mercedes
Yeah.
on campus.
What are we going to do? We start going back, revisionist history. How are you going to do that? You're going to slip yourself in 1880 and say, well, that was illegal, arrest him. I mean, come on.
Hey guys, the coming storm, I've been saying this for 2 years. You've heard me say it. There's going to be a huge reconfiguration of the whole power structure in
No
college
doubt,
sports.
no doubt.
NCAA President Mark Emmert said the time is right to consider decentralization and deregulated version of college sports, and the power shift should go from the NCAA now to the schools, the college campuses, and the conferences. Here it comes.
Yeah, the Supreme Court took it away from him right away. And once that happened, he saw it coming. But we saw it coming on this show a long time ago. We said it's going to be a Power 5, and I feel bad for the lower Division I schools.
They're basically telling them to monitor themselves. Well, first of all, then he doesn't need $3 million.
Right.
No, and some of the Power Fives, I don't have time here to do it. I put together 4 conferences. Some of them, like the Vanderbilts and the Dukes, they're not going to make it. they're not going to be, and you're going to have shifting around. You're going to have some great conferences.
Vanderbilt will be happy not to make it in football. They'll
Yeah.
be saying, oh, we're out. Yes, fine, not to play anymore.
You know what, though? That big check.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that.
They do get the big checks.
Just my idea of realignment. But anyhow, what's in the name? Seneca Valley, they will keep the nickname of Raiders, but they will do away with the imagery of Native Americans. The Cleveland Indians ready for a change. How about just Rockers after the Cleveland
We'll take
Rock
that.
and Roll Hall of Fame?
We'll take that.
And what's up with the Washington football team? What is
Get a
taking
name.
them so
Just get
long?
a name.
It's 2 years. What a joke. Just go Red Foxes or the Colonials or something. Get a name. They're taking 2 years. They haven't done
I
it.
know.
Yeah, let's get it done.
And finally, guys, WPL football finals will be returning to Heinz Field. That'll be nice. The kids look
like that.
forward,
The kids like
forward
that.
to it.
Yes.
Hey, that is it for us. We've run out of time. We'll see you next week.